An annual scheme to help you fund some personal development? Sounds good, right? Hey everyone, and welcome to The Savvy Squaddy. In this video I'm going to go through what you need to know when it comes to the standard learning credits. I mentioned in a video at the start of the year that the best investment you can make is the one in yourself, and SLCs are one way to help fund that investment. But what are standard learning credits? Well, it's a scheme that provides all serving personnel, both regular and reserve, funding support in meeting the costs of courses for education and training throughout their career. It used to be that SLCs had to have led to a nationally recognised qualification, but this is no longer the case. However, you must be able to justify how the course benefits both you and the service. Standard learning credits are provided on a sharing basis, reflecting the mutual benefit that personal development brings to both you and the MOD. So as part of this mutually beneficial relationship, you must also make a personal contribution towards the fees. The MOD will not pay for it all. Which leads me on to my next point. How much can you get? Standard learning credits provides funding up to 80% of the cost, not exceeding £175 per financial year. This does not roll over, so if you do not use it within the year, then you lose it. So over a 22-year career, you could get up to a total of £3,850 of financial support under this scheme, providing you use it every year. So here are a couple of examples to help visualize this. If there is a course you would like to do and it costs £150, then your personal contribution would be £30, as 80% of £150 is £120. You would then still be left with £55 available under the scheme for that financial year, which you could use on some more training. Use it or lose it. If there was a course that cost £325, then your personal contribution would not be £65, but would instead be £150. This is because 80% of £325 is £260. But the SLCs only go up to a maximum of £175 per financial year, so you will never get more than that, regardless of how much the fees are. So if you benefit from the full SLC amount, then the minimum your personal contribution will be is £43.75. Keep in mind that if the course or training you're interested in is more expensive than £218.75, your personal contribution will increase accordingly. So it's essential to factor in the potential additional costs when planning your educational pursuits through the SLC scheme. Before we get into what you can use them on and how you can claim them, let's go through some of the criteria of the scheme. As mentioned previously, this scheme is open to both regulars and reserves. If you're not in resettlement, then the course must directly benefit the service. If in resettlement, SLCs can be used alongside the individual resettlement training costs grant on the same course. You can even use the IRTC grant to pay the personal contribution. However, it is only permissible under these circumstances. Want to know more on resettlement? Then check out this video. I will link it below. You cannot claim SLC for a course you have used enhanced learning credits on. I will cover ELC in a separate video. Proof of purchase and that learning has taken place must also be produced. This doesn't necessarily mean a certificate must be presented, but could also include electronically held records of learning such as progress reports. This evidence must be agreed upon with the education staff at the time of the SLC authorization. So what can you use the standard learning credits on? Well, it can help towards the funding of external part-time and vocational courses, distant learning courses, examination fees, coaching and management of sport and AT courses, online courses that have a one-off payment, towards your first driver's license or additional driver training if in resettlement, language courses, books and training materials that pertain to a course you are undertaking, and many more. My most recent use of the scheme was to help fund the purchase of lifetime access to Rosetta Stone, where I can now learn up to 24 languages. Some other specific examples of courses that SLC have been used for are a Level 2 International Certificate of Digital Literacy, Armed Forces Mental Health and First Aid, Behavioural Science for Leadership, Business Analysis, Deer Stalking, Newborn Photography, Adobe Illustrator, Coaching and Mentoring, Bricklaying, Boxing Coaching, a Barista course, Blacksmiths and Metalcraft, Property Maintenance, Hotel Management, a Chainsaw course, music therapy foundation course, certificate in bookkeeping, archery instructor course, and so many more. Have a look on Defence Connect and you will see a list of courses that SLC have been used for. The course doesn't just have to be linked to your main job. As long as you can write the justification well enough to show that the course benefits the service, then there are a huge number of possibilities and you'd be surprised what you can use them for. But how do you go about claiming it? Well, firstly, it's important to understand that standard learning credits are a refund scheme. This means you will not get the money until completion of the course. So you must foot the bill for the full course first, then upon completion provide evidence, and then the money will be added to your pay. There is no retrospective claiming. You need to have already started the application for SLC before you purchase the course. After all, the Education Centre could turn around and say, nope, that course does not benefit the service and is not eligible for SLC, in which case you could be out of more money. There are 7 steps that need to be taken in order to successfully claim SLC. First up, find a personal development course that you would like to do. Secondly, before even purchasing the course, fill in the MOD form 1950. This is where you will fill in your personal details, name of the course, write your justification, and how it benefits the service. I will link the application form in the description below. The third step is where you then need to get your chain of command to sign it off. The fourth step is where you then need to send it to your local education centre to be authorised by an education officer. This is where they will decide whether or not it has a benefit to the service. Step 5 is where you then go out and purchase the course at full price. Step 6 is quite simply complete the course. And step 7 is where you then take the SLC application form along with the proof of purchase and completion to your HR staff, who will process your refund, and then it'll show up in your next pay. I have been through this process before and it's very simple. If you have any questions or are unsure about certain bits within the application, then just ask your local education centre. They are there to help after all. However, I do want to cover a few things that you should bear in mind. SLC is £175 per financial year, not calendar year, so you have from April to the end of March the following year to use them. It is important to make sure that your claim goes in before the payroll in March, which is normally around the middle of the month. Otherwise, it will be paid to you in April and come out of the new financial year's allocation. But what if the course you are doing doesn't finish until the end of March? Well, in this situation, it is your responsibility to gain confirmation in writing from the appropriate learning provider at the beginning of March, which states that you have been attending the course and will complete it prior to the 31st of March. Then take that evidence, along with the proof of payment, and submit it with the SLC application form to your HR staff before the payroll in March. And the last thing to be aware of is that there is no obligation for your chain of command to give you time during the working day to do your course. You will have to use your individual leave allowance if you require time off. You are still expected to fulfill your regular military obligations, training commitments, and responsibilities alongside your educational pursuits funded by SLC. Now, if there is a quiet week, then it's down to the discretion of your chain of command as to what they do, but this is something you can discuss when they sign your application form. You should also consider the potential loss of course fees because of the urgency and requirement that often comes with being in the service. If the course is not completed, then you will not get the SLC refund. And if you are in the reserves, SLC funded study does not count towards reserve training commitments or bounty arrangements. And there you have it, the main bits you need to know when it comes to the standard learning credit scheme. In my opinion, it is a great scheme and one I wasn't made aware of until a number of years into my career, and I am guilty of not putting it to use each year, something I am trying to change. Hopefully now you understand the scheme and will put it to good use. It's there, so use it. You may as well. If you have used it in the past, leave a comment below with how you have used them. Many viewers may be inspired by seeing how other people have utilised them. Will you be benefiting from this scheme in the future? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you all for watching. If you liked what you just saw, please hit the subscribe button up there, and if you want to see some more videos, click over there. See you soon.